Hello, good morning. You are watching QTV this morning. I am Ibrahim Suribalde. We are back again on another edition of QTV this morning, and wherever you tuning in, we're saying a wonderful Wednesday morning to you and your loved ones. I mean, have you taken your cup of coffee? We did not take ours yet. After the program, we'll go take our coffee because there is an embargo in our studio that Bakari and his colleagues introduced, that no coffee, nothing. Can you imagine a good morning program without coffee, MS?
Well, I know they can't stop me from having mine. I usually get mine immediately I step down from the vehicle. Before even I get to the office, I'm drinking my cup of tea. I don't want anyone to waste my morning.
Well,
that's how I get my morning dose.
I should be sipping my coffee here, and MS also should be sipping the coffee, MS.
Right.
What is the rationale behind? Probably they have a genuine reason.
Well, maybe irresponsibility from, you know, some of our guests, probably.
No, it's
Why
not.
would you say the
Some
guest?
of our newspaper review guests.
No, you cannot say that. It's you people.
And
that
if I say newspaper review guest, it involves, you know, my own Mr. Mboch as well, Mr. Adedrave.
no, but they are in the house.
Maybe
So
they'll be sipping coffee here, and you know, but I mean, I think they need to introduce it again.
yeah, it has to go. Probably what you can do is to have a those reusable cups that may not that will be like allow you to use the coffee without you know splashing it all over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the co-host of this program is Jacqueline Colley. I mean, this is Jacqueline.
You think MS doesn't know me?
Oh,
I know her.
no, see, he doesn't know you on this program.
Oh.
Now she would be hosting and co-hosting this program.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
I know her. She's a colleague.
Right.
Nice.
And good morning.
Well,
Not really. I'm in the media.
We
so
are all in the same field.
right.
So,
So it's obvious that most of them know me because I've been out for coverages and I've been hosting shows. So obviously people would know me. So good morning to our viewers. Thank you very much for tuning in to QTVs this morning today. And yes, our guest on the newspaper review today is the president of the Gambia Press Union, Mohammed MS Bah. We're glad to have you here. Good morning.
good morning.
We didn't
It's a
even
pleasure.
greet. We just started talking and
It's
talking.
a pleasure having me.
Long
Yeah,
time.
hey, this place I'm used to the good morning.
Right.
This morning show. So,
Right.
Yeah.
It's good to have you.
yeah. So on our program, I mean, running order today, we'll take a look at the quote from the quote, the newspaper review, and MS will do that with us, and we will also be talking to Usman Jata. He's currently with the Meet the People tour. As you know, it is incumbent upon the president, and it's constitutional for the president at least to go once a year to go and see the people, go around and talk to them so that the people can also put their concerns across. So we would be talking to Usman Jata, who is with the president team. And of course, GCCI launches, I mean, food and beverage festival and entertainment as well. So the team would be in the studios here, and they will be telling us about this launch. Yeah, so Jacqueline, let's start with the African code.
Right. So today's code says, do not go where the harvest is plenty, go where the people are kind. Do not go where the harvest is plenty, go where the people are kind. Well, in my own understanding, I think it has to do with you don't have to do what everyone is doing just because everyone is doing it. You think it's the right thing to do. Always do what you think is right and what aligns with your goals and aspirations. I think that is what I could capture from this quote. Before you, I think I'll have to ask MS, what do you think? What do you make of this quote? Do not go where the harvest is plenty, go where the people are kind.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, harvest is plenty. Obviously, everybody will want to
Right.
have a very good bumper harvest or enjoy the harvest. Go where the people are kind, right? Yeah, so probably is the once peaceful, like having a peaceful atmosphere where you can be loved and cared, like you do things that makes you happy and where you felt welcome, you know, not where you can have food but you are not giving your due as a human being. Yeah, obviously, not just everything that glitters is gold.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so, yeah, obviously, I think the proverb really makes sense.
Right, and you
yeah.
know, it emphasizes human relationships,
yeah,
how positive
yeah,
it can be,
yeah,
but
yeah.
not, you know, be over materialistic.
Yeah, exactly.
Human relationships do matter.
Yeah,
right.
it makes more sense than you are at a place where you're giving everything, but you don't have dignity.
Exactly.
So obviously, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Always go where humility prevails, not just because there's so much riches here. No. Sometimes humility, you know, is key in human lives. So tell us.
But when you look at it at some point, don't you, I mean, is it not what is happening today in our society?
It is.
I mean, is it not what is happening today around the world? I mean, people don't care about anything now. They only go where the harvest is plenty. They don't care about relations. They don't care about kindness. They don't care about how the wealth is acquired at some point. All they want to see is, you know, they are wealthy. They are associated with the wealthy, even if there is an embarrassment, even if there is, you know, an atom of disrespect. People don't care about how I acquire the wealth. People don't care about people anymore. You understand?
Yeah.
Now we've gone to an extent where if this group is not wealthy and I am wealthy, I go with the group that is wealthy.
Right. You know, in our society nowadays, two things for me are really lagging behind. You talk of humanity and kindness. People are no longer kind. They just stamp on you just to get what they want. People are no longer kind. The humanity aspect of life nowadays is so very much unbearable, to be honest. And I think we need to take a step back and reflect on our lives, you know, on the part of kindness and humanity. Because it doesn't take so much to be kind. It doesn't take so much to have so much humanity within yourself. I mean, we will live in a better world if we were kind enough, you know, not to trample on people's self-esteem, respect, you know, all these things are reciprocal.
Exactly.
You give it and then you have it in
exactly.
return.
MS, what do you think it's the problem of this crazy world? The world is crazy.
A lot.
We are all crazy.
A lot. For me, I believe is the kindness, the benevolence and the humanity aspect of it. Yeah, now you have more wealth, but you have a lot of poor people. You have the billions of people that are poor, and you have just there's a saying that if the wealth of the world is properly shared amongst the people, no one will go hungry. Yes, imagine people like Bill Gates, people like you know, Elon Musk. You know, they have wealth,
Right.
in billions. You know, and then even in Africa, our
Generational
politicians, you know, they're wealthy, and the gap is huge. So imagine if the wealth that comes into the country is properly shared, like everyone is catered for, then the world becomes a better place. For example, other countries are trying to do that. Like they have a sovereign national wealth, like Norway. You know, the gap between the poor and the rich is hard to see. You know, yeah, everybody is catered for. Even if you're going to school, you're catered for. Like there are certain amenities and services that are provided to make it easier. For example, if you want to travel, if you want to go from point A to point B, it's easier. You know, you'll not be thinking of fares and stuff, and systems are put in place. You don't need to have much to be satisfied. You need to have what you need to be satisfied. Yeah,
Exactly.
so it's just like not having the numbers while others are struggling to have just one meal. So I believe it's the way society is set up, the capitalist mindset, you know, where, yeah, even in other countries, like if you go to the US, they have wealth, they are wealthy, but you see homeless people, you know, and other countries as well. So you imagine if these countries are supporting others outside, what is happening to their own people who are really struggling. So it's, it's the irony of the world. Yeah, it's the capitalist mindset. Though it has its own advantage, but it also has its own implications in terms of humanity and respect for dignity, basically.
Well, that's a big, but at some point, satisfaction is even, it has to do with the mind.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
know. There are situations where you can find yourself, and the only solution is to manage what you have. You know, at that point, you manage very well. You know,
and also attitude. You know, and minimalism is very key.
You're right.
You know, some people, in terms of you know, lavishing and living a lifestyle. Yeah, it's your own life, but it's good also to also care about others that are within yourself. So it's attitude. For me, I believe if people are caring and then just you observe your next neighbor, yeah, everybody will be okay.
Right, and this is getting wider for me. You talk about satisfaction, and I say it has to begin from home. You need to be trained to be satisfied with the little you have. All of them are doilo. So doilo when you grow.
Content.
Yeah, right. Be content.
Content.
So doilo when you're growing, like all you put your needs in front of your wants. Sometimes what you need is not what you really want. What you really want is not what you really need. So you need to be satisfied at some point with the little that you have.
But it takes intelligence for you to know what you need and what you want at some point. Otherwise, you will be amalgamating them.
I disagree.
It depends on the individual.
No,
some people are intelligent. They don't still know differentiate between what they want and what they need.
It's just beyond the intelligence.
Right.
It's about having the right mindset and attitude. You know, to understand what you need. Probably what, you know, the need is also a bit subjective. You know, what you may need and what you think you need, someone may think is not necessary.
Right.
You know,
our opinions vary.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but that is it.
But it takes a great deal of mathematical solutions to be able to know what you need and what you want. Some people cannot differentiate that. Probably they might venture into things that you might think, okay, I think this person should have done this thing. And, you know, it's difficult to be selective, or it's difficult for you to identify sometimes what you want. It comes with discipline. Sometimes they'll tell you financial discipline.
That's the word, discipline.
Right.
That's the word, discipline. You know, in anything you venture into, discipline comes into play. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so at this point, we'll take a short break. After the break, then we review the newspaper. Time is already going. You know, we
have 3 segments today.
Yeah. So we'll be right back after this short break.
Q Money and Orange Money has just made money transfer easier. Now you can send money from Gambia to Senegal directly from your Q Money wallet. So what are you waiting for? Get your Q Money account now and start sending money to your friends and families through Orange Money in Senegal now. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Q Money e Orange Money joni weɓini nuldugol mbuɗi mi yetoma joni hiɗa wawi nuldude mbuɗi iwra ko Gambia ɗo yaha Senegal e Q Money wallet ma on eyyi ko honno wonɗa e fadde mi yetoma udduto Q Money account ma on joni fuɗɗoɗa nuldude mbuɗi e teriɓe ma rewa ɗon ka Orange Money nder Senegal fi heɓugol hen ko laaɓi hiɗa wawi noddude Q Money customer care e 133 Q Money suñu kalpe ɗum no yaadi e sartaji. Q Money anin Orange Money ye bulodi nyola pour ka kodi kio sone yandi ka bonan Gambia banko kan kata Senegal banko kan anin Q Money wallet e ka mune batu e muna fan Q Money account wala sign pour ka dati ka kodoki e terimal anila dimbayal kana anin Orange Money Senegal ni lafta ku Senegal sotola je Q Money customer care commandi 133 Q Money suñu kalpe ñing sartolle bala.
We are back. You are watching QTV this morning. I am Ibrahim Asuri Balde, and our newspaper review guest is Mohamed Esba, the president of the Gambia Press Union. But first, let's start with the awards. I mean, it's very significant. You know, it will be unfair for you to come on a platform like this, and we are looking forward to the awards. And you know, we didn't talk about it. I mean, let's talk about it.
You should invite the awards committee.
Yes, but at least you should be able to buttress on something.
Yeah, I can, but I believe the awards committee have the grasp of the awards, and they are the ones preparing it. They are the foot soldiers. But it's all right. Yeah, the National Journalism Award is the biggest platform for journalists in the country, organized by the Gambia Press Union. Yeah, indeed, it's about promoting press freedom and then allowing media to thrive. For example, journalists, they don't have any platform where they, you know, showcase their work. So it's not obviously a competition, but it's just to, you know, evaluate and assess ourselves as journalists. That is why we have people, experts from different from diverse background. You know, some are journalists and communication experts, you know, in and out of the country, to look at these stories and assess and come up with the best three and also the best. Yeah, so at least you need that assessment to
absolutely,
to know the progress, and it also helps because every year we see better stories. In terms of investigation, the categories investigation, you see women issues, environment, among other things, photojournalism as well. I know it's not perfect 100%, but as time goes by, we also improve. We've improved a lot.
Right.
Yeah, so basically.
And did you know that our Mam Nabuka and Lolly Kamara were nominated as well?
So you see.
In some of the categories.
And that's the best part of it. Right. You having women now
that's
being
wonderful.
Competing, you know, because there was a time that you have maybe just one, two women, but now you have, I think women are now dominating, and which is a great thing. Right. So it's a form of assessment, and then showing that this is what we're doing,
and it serves as a motivation for
absolutely
media.
Yeah, because we need also stories and compete. Imagine our stories are also competing at the West African and the global stage, because one of our colleague who is nominated on one of the categories, and also nominated in one of the African journalism categories.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Africa globally. And then also we have people like Yero. They were also part of the West African journalists nominated, the best.
Well, this is a way to at least
absolutely move. So it's good. We want to compete, you know, on the global stage. You know, as journalists, but you cannot without assessing. You have to assess. Yeah, you have to assess yourself. Yeah.
Yes. So let's talk about this. On the Standards newspaper, Gambia takes first in Africa Visa Openness Index.
Africa Visa Openness Index is like an African thing that keeps the track of the kind of policies and visa policies that you have, you know, upon arrival, like how a country is receiving people without restrictions and stuff. How fair you are, how you treat people in terms of accessing visa and accessing your country. I think that is a great thing. In terms of tourism, is a great. It's a great. You know, great thing. But for me, my only issue is with regards to the fee that is paid, like the security fee. It's very cumbersome. I believe government should assess that to ensure that, you know, people who are coming inside in the country and going out do not face certain challenges. I'm not sure how they are going to do that, either to incorporate it,
included,
yeah, in the ticket,
in the
on the ticket rather, ticketing, and then also find a means of doing it. But it's like so archaic now, seeing people queuing just to pay $20.
It's too unprofessional.
Yeah, we've traveled widely now. Now, you know, people are trying to make travel more easier, much more easier. Maybe it's the scanning aspect to ensure that there is security to scan people and stuff, but not to just go and pay. You know, I've not seen it anywhere, and you know, that the places that I've gone to, you know, but for me it's the security fee. But the visa, yes, is okay. People should definitely access Gambia. Investors, we should be open, just like Dubai, how Dubai does their thing.
Right.
Yeah, and then,
So,
yeah, basically.
so what do you make of if all African countries have this free visa policy for all Africans?
Yes, it should be like that. It will bring integration, not just by lip service, but by, you know, realistically implementing this. For example, countries like Rwanda, they are also on the list. Rwanda, I think.
Rwanda, Seychelles, Benin, and the Gambia.
Yeah, Benin.
These are the four countries
they
that
are the 4 countries basically
that are in first position.
Yeah, so it's good for the country. But Africa should really integrate. Africa should really be trading amongst ourselves. We have over 1 billion people, inhabitants in Africa. If others are coming from other countries and finding it very easy to come and then invest, why not us? Why not a Gambian going to Nigeria, going to Rwanda, going to, you know, finding it easy to invest in the other countries likewise.
Well, I find it very, I mean, surprising sometimes when they talk about the Africa intertrade, intercontinental free trade movement. But at some point you will see these are documents that are written, but not there is no implementation. I mean, MS, let's be very honest. For you to move from Gambia to Senegal,
it's more difficult. Like difficult. In Africa, traveling in Africa is far. And one thing is also the ticket. You know, if you want to travel to Ghana,
it's expensive.
Yeah, if you want to use ASCA, you go to Ghana. It's more expensive, much more expensive than taking a plane from here to the UK. Sometimes, yes, sometimes. You know, for example, if you want to go to Ghana, you have to pay nearly $800 to $1,000. Imagine Ghana.
Very expensive.
You know, and then sometimes going to the UK is less than that. Sometimes, in some instances, maybe you will pay, for example, 500, 600, thereabout. It depends, you know, on the timing. You know, now that the tourist season is here, especially if you book your flight ticket earlier. You know, and then you have a package very
minimal,
cheap. Yeah, it's cheaper. So it's difficult. We have to make it a reality. Look at Senegal. Going to Senegal also, if you want to buy air ticket to Senegal, maybe you're paying around going and coming around $11,000, nearly $15,000. You know, why not we have a domestic package where you can just pay maybe, let's say, $3,000 or so, or maybe $5,000. You go and come back. So just Senegal here, it's just like 15 minutes, you know, 45 minutes, you're done, and you're out of the airport.
So let's talk about fishermen alarmed over trawlers. I mean, disruption at sea. They've been complaining about this a lot. I mean, especially those around Tanje, the fishing village. I mean, they talk about you know, big fishing nets and trawlers coming and disrupting a lot of I mean fishing activities at sea.
It's unfortunate. For me, I believe we have to strengthen our surveillance system, especially our Navy. You know, I'm sure sometimes they are, you know, they are not sophisticated with modern equipment, but I believe government should invest, because this is our natural resources, you know, fish. Imagine a trawler coming, you know, within the territory where these small boats are fishing. So it becomes a problem. And these people, mostly when they got these catches and they take it to Europe and other parts of the world, and sometimes whether they have the license to do so. You know, illegal fishing is very common in this country, according to what we are hearing.
Right.
You know, from fishermen who are always there. Yeah, so I think government should really invest and support local fishing, ensuring that at least we also have fish all over. Now fish is expensive.
It's more expensive than a kilo of meat.
Exactly, and
Right.
chicken.
And
that is why everybody is eating chicken
Right, and
all
fish,
over.
fish used to
Chicken
be
is
the cheapest source of protein.
Because
It
we
is
are
now the
having
most
it here.
expensive. Right.
We are having it here.
Right.
So why are we struggling to get our own thing? You know, it should be cheaper. it should be cheaper.
We are losing
Right.
everything.
Right.
And if every day people are eating kobo, you know, you have other nice pieces.
You
that
remember-
Some households, before they eat meat or chicken, maybe during Ramadan,
Yeah.
Jobaski, Korite, Christmas,
Yeah,
New Year's.
but chicken
But
and
nowadays, you see
Yeah,
women
and that is
buying
not
chicken
healthy.
every
Every
day.
day.
and it's
chicken.
not healthy.
It's not.
Fish is
It's
healthier.
not.
See,
Right.
food is nice. It has less protein and then very nice, rich. You know, but now you want to eat red meat every day or
Amen.
chicken.
Yeah.
Me, I prefer seafood. You know,
Right.
It's the best. If I see chicken and I don't go in
You
for.
go in for
But
yeah,
you're saying
for
kobo
fish.
kobo. Man, I enjoy kobo yeah boy and was other than any other fish.
Ah, okay,
Right.
you see now. So, but people also want to eat others.
Yeah, that
Yeah, I
kobo,
know, right?
Very
that
nice.
kobo we talk about, I can remember, let's say 25 or 30 years back, you know, when you go to the market, you find a lot of it.
Yeah.
Very cheap.
They don't even sell it. They give it away.
Yes,
Yeah.
very cheap. But
Right.
now, the other day I asked a fisherman, where is the kobo? He said, no, we don't have kobo now.
they-
They can
Kobo
even
abattoir.
they can even put like 4 and
Yes.
sell it for $100.
Yes.
Look at that.
Yeah, and it's very small. No, we're not
Yeah.
talking about
Smaller
a
one.
big size. It's just smaller one.
Yeah.
I mean,
So we have to at least up our game, you know, there should be proper surveillance, you know. at
Yeah,
the-
it should be. It should be strengthened, definitely, and also support local fisher folks,
Right.
you know, to explore more avenues. I think the Minister of Fisheries definitely, they should be having their offices at the fishing, you know, before you go to Banjul. And for me, the ministries should be there on the ground, you know, to look at the realities, not just to be receiving information, but you have to
First-hand
sometimes.
information.
Yeah, for me that should be the agriculture ministry should go to Jahali Pacha.
Absolutely.
Yes.
MS,
Yeah,
but that's the truth.
Yeah, but
it should be
yeah,
decentralized.
yeah, you cannot be like
No,
here and then
that's
when
the
there is
truth.
a cabinet meeting, you come back and then
Forestry.
yeah,
Look at them.
forestry,
These people should be
exactly.
sitting
Yeah,
there.
yeah, in Banjul and then
Forestry.
yeah, giving information.
You,
and
you sit in your office with
Yeah.
air condition
Yeah.
and you said you are agriculture
yeah,
ministry.
yeah. So yeah.
Huh?
Anyway.
Fisheries, go to the
Yeah,
seaside, go and see what's
seaside.
happening.
Yes,
You know, that's the
absolutely.
reality.
Yeah.
You know, so the domestic depth at $43.8 billion is.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, so we are talking about now 43 billion. We are talking about managing our resources so that we can harness the productive base. Fishing is part of it.
right.
So if we cannot finance our debt, we have to borrow. That is obvious. And also remember, when we don't have the capacity to get the money, it's just like tax revenue is the highest. Imagine tax is the highest. You know, we would have invested in, you know, other avenues where we get money, where we can get funds and resources to finance our budget. So if I've seen even this year's estimate is $11 billion is that we are borrowing. You know, 11 billion, which is huge.
It is.
You know, so it's huge. So for me, what we need is to to guide our resources and explore more. Imagine if a lot of people are going into fishing, we have good catches. Instead of selling our sea to other people or giving access to other people, when we catch, we can do the business ourselves. You know, even Africa, we are talking about trade among, there are other countries like Uganda, like Mali, they will need these things. These are landlocked countries. You know, you have other countries that are hardly having fish, that hardly had fish. So we can sell those things and then also trying to top up so that our deficit goes down a lot. And you cannot also be spending. We spoke about needs.
Right.
You know, you cannot just spend anyhow. We have to spend based on our earning capacity, and also look at our travels and stuff. We cut it down. You know, some of our vehicles.
Right.
You know, cut down the fuel. You look, a lot of money is going to fuel, millions. I've seen the president's office when I was going through the estimates. You know, millions of like almost nearly half of 100 million.
And the maintenance as well.
Yeah, is going to
I mean,
vehicles, lubricants and stuff.
right.
Maintenances, so upkeeps. For me, I think we should trim those things down. Imagine if the ministers are using these big SUVs, everybody. I'm not saying they have the privilege to use, but sometimes let's look at the...
And from my finding, I mean, from talking to someone who knows, just to fill the reserve of each vehicle, it will cost you, the reserve, only the reserve, will cost you up to 7,000.
Just
to fill the reserve. Not talking about filling the tank.
The tank, It's
the reserve.
They have fuel. They give him fuel, and also even looking at the presidential convoy. You know, you see how many vehicles. Yeah, it's okay. He's the president, but also the SUVs, these heavy, like big vehicles that are costly. You know, at least we would have seen the economy we need to sell some of the vehicles. We have to sell some of
we inject it somewhere.
Yeah, you know, before you take debts and stuff, you want to build roads. Yeah, it's okay, but you need to be physical with discipline in terms of what you need. You know, we were talking about needs. Yeah, so Gambia, we don't have a lot of things, like we do not have...
we don't manufacture.
We don't manufacture. We are not a highly industrialized country.
Even the groundnut that we export,
yes.
I mean, aflatoxin is affecting the groundnut.
And then, it's not also that, you know, the best, you know, of the best. You know, because we are even importing some of the groundnut, because the other time I saw someone selling very nice groundnut, you know, with big nuts. I was like, no, this one is not Gambia variety. He says it's from Mali and Guinea Conakry.
Right, you would know.
So those people are importing.
Right.
You know, we are importing those groundnuts.
Who said the other time our groundnut did not are very small? You remember? Someone said it on the program. We are struggling.
Yeah, they are small compared to the ones that I saw.
Right, it's even on the news. Ibrahima Usman Jatta rather reported, even President Barrow went on the ground to see what was really happening with the groundnuts. Like, if you open the nuts this year, I mean, the seeds are very, very small. Like, the groundnut season this year didn't do it.
So imagine that groundnut variety comparing with China's groundnut in the market.
You can't even go close to China. Let's take a look at it on African countries as examples.
Just Mali and Guinea Conakry. Look at the groundnut, you know. For me, we would have invested, and also even groundnut should have been all year round stuff, you know, like we should have boreholes all over. We focus on groundnut and rice production, you know. Cotton, now we don't do it. During the Jawara era.
We used to have it in Basse.
Cotton, exactly. You know, we should revive all those things.
I think that's the way also to, you know, get closer to our 2030 food sufficiency target or something. Right.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether we will have it, but anyway, it's a good ambition.
Right.
But
it's good to be ambitious.
We have
whether
to
you get there or not.
And
just
also
be
the NAWEC issue. NAWEC you know, driving away a lot of investors, because if they look at the cost, you know, I know QTV also is suffering from that. If they tell you the number of money, finance or resources that you pay to NAWEC, that's a whole lot of money.
It's a lot.
So looking at that, the energy sector should be strengthened so that investors can come, you know, and then get a lot of like youth to employ a lot of young people, and then also pay taxes.
Yeah, these are things that motivates people to come and invest in
if your energy sector is not stable, if you borrow your energy all over, I'm not sure anyway. So we have a long way to go.
Right,
anyway.
we do.
So residents of CRR South urge President Barrow to construct roads and hospital. CRR.
Yeah, and I think this has been on the news for
CRR South.
not just CRR South. Since President Barrow started his tour, I mean, a lot of these rural areas, rural communities rather, have been urging the president to construct roads, especially wider feeder roads that connects, you know, the villages and towns. I think it will definitely ease their transportation and, you know, Lumas as well.
Absolutely, yeah. This is this should be the language of the tour,
Right.
you know, because everybody, this is the opportunity for the president to have an interface with Gambians.
Right.
Yeah, Gambians should demand. For me, the praise singing should end. Like we should not be praise singing anyone. If it is a political platform, yes, you can do that. But in terms of the tour, this should be the demands, you know, so that the president, I'm not sure after the tour they have a comprehensive report on this, and then also track, you know, track development.
That would be easier.
Yeah, it
Right.
would have been.
Bojang Sissoho did mention that after everything, they would definitely have a report and see those that said this is what they needed, has it been done? And those that say they need this, what are we going to do to ensure?
but
I
it
think
should,
she was here and she mentioned such.
Who said that?
Ami Bojang Sissoho.
Yeah, but it should be public.
Okay.
You
Oh,
know,
you're saying it should be made public?
Yeah, it should be
Okay.
made. It should be made public. You know, this should be. It's a tour. It should be made public where government is working towards like addressing some of the issues, and then what went well the last time, and then what did not well. You know,
She said there will be a report, but she did
Yeah,
not mention if it
but it's
will
not
be
public.
public.
Yeah, it should be
So
public.
you're saying
It should be publicized.
It should be
Very good.
publicized so that media can also track record of what they are saying.
Right.
You can say this.
That way you can hold them accountable.
Thank you very
Right.
much.
Mm.
Yeah,
Right.
so it will also help government in
Right.
terms of knowing where they are doing well, and then where they are not doing well. And
Our fact checkers are here as well.
yes,
They might help in cases
so
like
it should
this.
be it should be public, publicized, and then put indicators as time goes by, evaluated, and because it should not be business as usual.
Right.
You go to CRR, you go, we need roads and hospital. Next year again, you come the same
thing.
Next year again, the same thing. So it should not be business as usual. You know, we have to make sure that we keep track of the benefits. And imagine the tour, they are using millions of dollars. You know, like this year, the estimate there is $50 million. You know, just for the tour, President. So is that value for money? Are we having value for money?
It's absolutely.
In terms of, you know, so, but now we have to base it on evidence, whether the tour is yielding dividend
More
or
than
not.
what
Yes,
we are-
exactly what you are investing as
It
money.
involves a lot of, putting one or two
As
things
you
together.
said, mathematical.
Mathematically,
Right.
yes. So, MS will come back to you. We have Usman Jata, our reporter. He is currently with the Meet the People tour and currently in Jarasoma. We'll try to find out what were the discussions and, you know, the people of Jarasoma, were they able to put their concerns to the president. Yeah, so Mr. Jata, good morning. How are you?
Thank you so much, Mr. Balde. Good morning.
Jarasoma, I have a lot of people there, a lot of Fulani people. I know they will take good care of you.
Most likely.
Yeah, so please tell us about the meeting in Jarasoma.
Thank you so much, Mr. Balde. the president has crossed the Central River region south, and now he is in Lower River region, that's in LRR. Yesterday, he had two meetings, one in Sankandi and the other one in the Jara Soma Football Lower Basic School. So the discussion, the narrative is the same actually from the previous meetings. Concerns raised about rural electrification, road infrastructure improvement, and those were the basic concerns from people. So you could tell from the perspective of the speakers that there's a need to improve, to fasten this rate of development, because like most of these communities are off the road, they are inside. So getting access to the main road is always a problem. So these were some of their major concerns. But crossing to Jara Soma, the narrative is a bit different. The president was praised for, bringing projects compared to Sankandi, where most people raise concerns about road infrastructure development and rural electrification. They also praised the president because he has brought development to parts of Jara, and more especially like in the area of like electricity. Like parts have, but some communities that are remote inside are still yet to have access to electricity. But eventually, the government's rural electrification and modernization is coming bit by bit.
Okay, interesting. Can you please tell us if it's important youth should not be, left behind when it comes to national development? They also need to get their share of the cake. So what about youth engagement throughout the tour?
Sure. Like this is another chapter of the tour. Like in every part, in every meeting, usually there are youth representatives. Like they would speak on behalf of the youth, talk about the concerns of the youth. Like in the URR, the youth concern there was the issue of passports. Like currently, as we speak, there are long queues at the Banjul, at the GID office where passports are usually issued. So their concern is like decentralizing the passport issuance, like the GID office, like in URR and in other regions. And I think, from my own opinion, it should be like that. It's fair like that. Then, like, they gave scenarios of, like, paying your money, going up to Banjul, having long queues. So it's a lot of challenge for them. So that is one area that they ask the government to work on. That is, like, more especially with this Spain agreement and the Saudi Arabia travel agreement. So most youth want to travel, but they cannot have access to getting passports for now. So that is one thing. But equally as well, with regards to the poor groundnut season, some of the youth representatives have called on the government to help young people, because most, like in rural Gambia, most of the youth are engaged in farming. So, but with the poor groundnut season, it's not best. It's like it's not okay with them. So now they are also calling on the government support. So, but interestingly, in Nyamina, we have seen a member of the Gambia Farmers Association did mention about, like, he urged the president to increase the amount he's going to buy the groundnut, a ton of groundnut. Initially, the president announced that a ton is going to be 35,000, but this other official is now calling on the president to increase it still. So it's quite interesting there. But these are some of the youth testimonies. But the government has, in response, like the president has informed them that, like in the Central River region, like in Jao, they are building a TVET center. So it's in Wasu, they are building a TVET center. It's a mega one. When it's completed, it is hoped to enhance skills development within across rural Gambia. So he has called them, like, to take leadership to make sure that they come out, they join the TVET center when it is fully constructed. Because the thing is, with rural electrification now, what could happen, if you have skills, a carpenter could open his workshop, a welderman could open his workshop. So these are very important developments in rural in the rural area. it's not 100%, but eventually, like the president has estimated, by 2031, he's not expecting any rural community to complain about road infrastructure, electricity, and water. And from what we have seen, it's like they're taking serious steps about it to make sure that the issue of road infrastructure, electricity, and water is addressed in rural areas. So equally as well, yesterday the finance minister, CDM Keda, has also informed the gathering in Soma about the government salary increment for civil servants. So he has disclosed that the ones that are from grade 1 to grade 3 would benefit from this, actually. So I think that is another important thing that the government is to be commended for, because like civil servants, like if you come to the area of like servicemen, like police officers, teachers, their pay is not very good, and it's something that it's a good move that the government is coming up with such things with international partners. Equally as well, interestingly, we have seen the lands minister Hamad Ba and the president as well, like calling on preaching against corruption of police officers. They have warned against any form of corruption by police officers in URR. And it's very interesting though, but whenever that is said, one would always think about the salary they get. But we are hoping that by the time that their salaries are increased, maybe it will come a thing of the past, maybe actually.
Okay.
So basically those were the major take homes from the meeting.
All right, Mr. Jada, it seems the issue of the groundnut is becoming a norm for every area you visit. Did you visit any place and the story is different, that their yield this year is good?
No, with regards to groundnut, it's a nationwide problem. The groundnut yield throughout the country is not good.
Okay.
With regards to coos, maize, and other crops, the yields are good. But with regards to groundnut, the yields are not good. Like even I have tried to buy groundnut in various spots, but I've noticed that the groundnut is not very good compared to the previous years. Like that is from my own observation. That is different from the tour that the president conducted to groundnut farmers to assess. So it's like the narrative is the same in all parts of the country, and the government has taken a move to make sure that they would buy a ton of groundnut at 38,000, which was the price of the previous years. So if you look at it, it's like to some extent it's not a bad thing, because it's like it favors the farmers, the groundnut farmers, because you have a poor yield, and now the government is trying to favor you by trying to buy a ton of groundnut at 38,000. So what is happening here is the government is adding 1,800 on top of that price, just for them to complement their losses, their poor yield. So this is what is happening actually. So it's like it's not very bad for them, despite the fact that they have got poor yields. But with the government's intervention to buy a price of groundnut, a ton of groundnut at 38,000, I think it's not quite bad.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Jata, for talking to us on QTV this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so MS, let's wrap up this segment. He talked about very important things. He talked about roads. He talks about meeting the people, the youth, the groundnut, a lot of things. It's like people are.
As you rightly stated, for me, it's good. It will give an idea of, about the real things, the real issues happening on the ground. The president will have first-hand information. As I rightly stated, people should not just focus on praising or praise singing. They should look at the issues, because that is the essence of the tour. They have to discuss and tell the president what are their issues, because they signed a social contract between there is a social contract between the president and the people. So another issue for me, I think, is about the groundnut. For me, I believe there should be more consultation before the government will announce a price. For example, 38,000, if you look at 1 kilo, probably estimately it will be $38 per kilo. I've seen Senegal, they say 35,
Right.
thereabout. It's not bad, but the realities also may not be the same. We cannot peg it at Senegal because the quantity of groundnut that a farmer in Senegal can produce may not be the same. For example, if it is $38 and then I can produce for maybe, let's say, 2 tons of ground, and as a farmer here I cannot even produce a ton, then it becomes a problem. Or I can just produce 1 ton or half of a ton. Then these are not, it's not the same. So why is the ground not having issues in terms of the harvest? It should be properly interrogated.
Right.
Agriculture, NARI.
Yeah, exactly. NARI, they have to do a proper research. If it is the fertilizer which is not working, we look at other means. That is why we have technocrats. You have doctorate degree holders all over. People will tell you, I'm a research specialist on this, I'm a specialist on that. Why don't they invest this thing to help the farmers to understand why are we having these problems, so that farmers can have bumper harvest and then understand the right method of agriculture, because the realities are different now. Farmers before and now, because of the climate change, the global warming, the change in the soil fertility, among other things. These are factors.
Right.
And the pattern, the rain pattern also. Department of Water Resources, they also have a role to play. When do we expect rains? And when is the rain going to last? So these
we
are
should
scientific.
use our expertise to
Not just to
help,
say you have
yes.
doctorate degrees
yeah,
and stuff,
yeah.
and then you are a research expert and specialist. But it has to filter, like it has to be shown. Like research has to say, so that these are the issues. And then this is the solution to the problem.
Of course, because if you learned about it, and once there is a problem, you should know the solution.
Diagnose the problem.
So
and then,
thank you, MS. Thank you for staying and reviewing the paper with us. Now we'll also allow you, a very busy man, to go and do 1 or 2 things again.
Thank you.
So Jacqueline.
Right. Thank you very much, MS. And hopefully we'll have you some other time as well.
Yes, another time. Very
enjoy your
difficult
day.
to get him. Very difficult to get him. You need to call him 1-2 months before.
No. Come on, man. Come on. I'm always available.
All right. Thank you very much. Viewers, we'll take a short break. After the break, the program is going to continue. We're back.
Mitoma. First time cross, really threatening, and it's dropped for Minte. Rifled in! Out.
Did you know you can buy cash power using Q-Money wallet absolutely free up to $30,000 Cs? Use our app or dial 323# and select Q Power. Choose Register Meter. Enter your meter number. Dial *323# and follow these simple steps. Number 1, select option 3 for Q Power. Number 2, choose option 1 to buy any amount of Q Power. Enjoy free QCell airtime every time you cash in to purchase Q Power. For any inquiries, call 133. Q Money, Sunyu Kalben.
Mitoma. First time cross, really threatening, and it's dropped for Minte. Rifled in! Out.
Hidandi da wawi sodu de cash power e Q Money wallet maong te ayobata hai hunde ida wawi sode ko yehi ha guluji $30. Ko ko watano webi wadu dial star 323 has jokka sartaji ding suboda option 3 fi Q power on tumasi suboda register meter number sa gaini natina number meter maong wadu dial star 323 has jokka sartaji ding suboda option 3 fi Q power on tumasi suboda ko jelu falda sodude awawa hebude ko ɓura andrere free qcell airtime wattu kala soduɗa Q power fi heɓugol hen ko laaɓi nde wawi noddude 133 Q money suñu kalpe.
If you're just tuning in, we are now heading to the last segment of this program, and I am Ibrahim Abalde. Co-hosting this program is Jacqueline Coley. Now let's move to GCCI launches Food and Entertainment Festival. We have Maimuna Kaur with us in the studios. Maimuna, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. Good morning, Ibrahim. Good morning, Jacqueline, and good morning, all viewers.
Right. Good morning.
Thank you.
So the GCCI is about to launch the Food and Entertainment Festival. First, tell us why food and entertainment?
Okay, that's a very good question. This is a high demand from our members.
Okay.
GCCI, we deal with our membership, and we do our annual international trade fair.
Right.
You realize that now we have our own trade fair ground. We don't need to go anywhere else and do rent and all that. So having our own grants give us that opportunity to host so many events. But hosting these events too has to be in line of what people demand or ask for, or what is on trend right now. Sometime last year we had farmers market, which was also another demand. So this year, our food vendors are like, please give us something in December that has to do with food and entertainment. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
So it means it was on high demand. That is why it was done.
Yeah.
So tell us what we're expecting from the food vendors or from the GCCI when it comes to this trade fair.
Interesting stuffs. Food, different cuisines. Actually, they're going to be a jollof rice competition.
Oh, really?
Yes.
From what aspects? Is it between countries or is it just
Yes,
within countries?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the most interesting part that
It
will come at
is.
the last stage. But you will see different cuisines, local and international. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting because if you look at our own international trade fair, the whole energy goes to the food sector.
I would agree because usually I do attend, but it's like the food sector just takes over.
Exactly.
So
Even-
many food stalls and all, and people recently
Even the public.
right would concentrate more on the food.
Yeah.
You see people vlogging all about the food.
Exactly.
I mean, so
exactly.
it's encouraging that you're doing this for
Yes,
the food.
so that's where the whole idea comes from, because
Okay.
food sector during the trade fair it's just packed. So bringing this idea, it's like, okay, makes sense. We can have this in December. Why
Okay.
not? Different from the international one, because we have different sectors.
Okay.
Next year, something else might come up,
Right.
depending on the demand as well. So,
So the jollof rice competition. I'm interested to know which countries are participating.
Gambia,
Uh-huh.
Ghana, Senegal, Syrian.
I think we're going to win again because we compete in
We
the
should, we
jollof
should.
rice competition all the time, and
We
usually
should.
we come out victorious.
I agree, we should. I'm
Right.
not being biased, but we should.
Okay, so the entertainment aspect, tell us about it.
Entertainment, we're gonna have artists performing over the weekend from Friday to Sunday. Our weekend will start on Friday.
Okay.
So we're gonna have artists. It's gonna be like a show sort of, because we need the public to come and a lot of ambience as well. When you talk about trade fair, you talk about food. After eating, you have to digest. Obviously, you need an entertainment, a massive entertainment for that matter. So we're gonna have all those things catered for. Yeah.
Are there headliners for the entertainment aspect?
Yes, but that will be revealed later on.
Okay,
so I want the public to anticipate for this.
Okay. All right.
Interesting. So what are some of the things that attendees shouldn't miss? I mean, something special. When you talk about entertainment festival, you know, probably some have visited and attended few. What are some of the things that you shouldn't miss?
Okay, entertainment involves a lot. We have specials for the kids. Everybody is included. If you've been attending GCCI Trade Fair, you already know the custom when you say entertainment, especially during weekends. if you want to buy something, we always tell people, come during the week.
Oh.
If you want to ambience, come during the weekend. Saturdays and Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is something else. It's just like having Wale Secker on stage and everybody, it's there. And these are our own Gambian artists. That shows the love for Gambian artists and all that when it comes to entertainment. We also have something for the kids because we're going to have face painting, we're going to have drawings, we're going to have bouncing castle. So everybody must feel the sense because it's December. People should feel that it's the month of December, you know, having weekends to go hang out with family and kids, bringing you as an adult, coming to, you know, enjoy yourself. Your kids also should have a fun side attached to the entertainment as well.
So all my life, all I know is Gambian food. That's what I've been eating. So I want to taste other African cuisines as well.
Yes.
So tell me, what am I expect? Am I expecting cuisines from other African countries?
Yes.
And if yes, then from where?
Yes.
And what am I going to expect?
We have participants from Ghana, and they're going to give you Ghana food, famous kenke.
Wache, I'm expecting
Exactly,
to eat wache.
and all those things.
Right.
And we have participants from these restaurants as well who give you these international cuisines dishes as well. So you're not only going to get Benachin throughout or Ebe throughout, or you get to taste something different.
Okay.
It's going to be a very interesting one. It's 1.0. So it's the first time doing food festival. We've been doing
The first edition.
mixture of other stuffs, other sectors of trade fair, but this one dedicated entirely for food. So we're going to see different food cuisines. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so let's talk about, health regulations is significant. We'll be getting a lot of people there. And what are guidelines that we put in place to make sure people follow those guidelines?
Especially those that are going to prepare the food.
Yeah.
Right.
This is not new. We've been doing this. So we've been working with food safety throughout our trade fairs so many years. Yeah. We're going to continue the same trend. Anybody that has a stall, it's already been launched and the stall has already sold out.
Okay.
So anybody that have a stall, the requirement is to have a certificate from food safety. And we have food safety officials coming around during the entire trade fair time. They do come around to inspect your foods, how you prepare them. And then so we make sure that the public are safe for food poisoning and everything, because we're also concerned about those coming in. Even us, we're consumers. We buy food there, so we should know what we are giving to the people.
So is it mandatory that those that have stalls to prepare the food there, or they can bring in already made
they're gonna
food?
prepare. We have this time around for the first time. We have a built kitchen, structured build.
Okay.
Yeah, we use Firestone bricks, which are safe. So they're gonna have everything, electricity. So you just come with your utensils and prepare your food there.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's mandatory that they cook there.
It's mandatory that they cook
Alright.
there.
So let's talk about the ticketing. Do we have early birds, or do we buy our tickets from the gate? And tell us how much you're selling the tickets.
Okay, it's gonna be affordable, very affordable compared to the international trade fair, because this is something starting. And then when you talk about food, you want to have everybody come in to buy food. We're not only looking at GCCI interests, we also look at the vendors and the public coming in as well. It should be affordable. So the ticket during the week is as low as $25. Yeah.
So the weekend?
Weekend, you're going to have artists and concert, then we have another price. But that's when the show starts, in the evening, not actually in the morning. So everybody should have the opportunity to come because the ticket is affordable, as it.
All right.
Yeah.
Affordable. You're not mentioning the weekend.
Weekend is just 100.
100,
the regular.
okay.
Yeah, we've been doing 100 throughout our other trade fairs as well.
Right.
Okay, so what, this is the tourist season. What is GCCI doing, at least to attract both the tourists and those living in the country to make sure they attend? Because, I mean, using that as an advantage also to attract the tourists to be part of it would be very ideal.
Right.
Yeah, we are. We're actually on a massive publicity. And then if you look at the tourists now that visit the country, part of it is the Gambian food as well.
Right.
Yeah.
The cuisines.
If you cannot go and visit a country without tasting their own dishes to explore, what do you have in your country and compare it to other places you have? Because every country has their own culture. So we believe the tourists also would love to come and see the Gambian culture, the heritage, our food. When you talk about Benachin, jollof rice in other places that they call it, you would like to see what Gambia does and how we do it.
Right.
So that's also an added advantage that we believe the tourists will visit.
So this is going to be strictly food and entertainment?
Strictly food and entertainment.
Okay,
Yeah.
Interesting, exactly.
I know, and I can't wait to attend. So when is it? The date?
5th December.
5th December
Yeah, to 22nd.
to 22nd.
Oh, you know,
Nyona, and it's a long period of time, about 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
From 5th December.
Yeah,
Right.
we're gonna have
to the
3 weekends.
22nd.
So.
3 weekends.
Yeah, 3
And,
weekends.
okay, so how are we going to incorporate with our tradition? I mean, you know, we need to also see how best to put tradition to be part of it. I mean, maybe at some point you have the kankurang, you have the kumpo.
Oh, okay.
All those things included.
Oh,
All those things. When we say entertainment, it's not only the music side. You know, it's not only the music or the stage performance and all that. During the day, during the week itself, you don't only go buy food and leave the premises. You have something that will keep you alive. You know, we have so many things in place.
Someone said they should have zikar. If they can have kumpo and entertainment, there should be zikar there. And it should be fair there.
What's that?
Zikar.
I think we should put that in consideration.
To
be fair enough.
ñooñu tam xam nga ay kilifa lañ dañoo dem ñooñu amuñ time food ak zikar bi la ñoo séddi ma si ñoom Aliou Diallo
war nañu consider gay tamit de.
You know what zikar?
No.
You don't know what zikar is?
No.
Don't mind.
No, xam naa ne xamut ko.
So what's zikar?
It's sort of an religious entertainment.
Oh, okay. Who said that, Aliou?
Exactly, Aliou Diallo.
Aliou is so out of this world.
Mox committee. Exactly.
Right.
So on the 5th la.
Yeah.
Be pare, you know, dafa dem be how many weeks la mo nekk?
2? Not 3, but we're gonna have 3 weekends. So it's gonna be 2 weeks and 3 days or 4 days. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So Jacqueline.
Yeah, I think I've exhausted what I think the public now knows what exactly to expect in the GCCI Food and Entertainment Festival. You want to be entertained, but she's keeping it in suspense. She's not telling us who the headliners are. But I guess
that
my favorite will be there. Should I guess?
Guess.
ST?
Might be.
Attack?
Let's just keep them anticipating anyway.
Okay.
Let's just
I'll
follow
see my
social media
favorites.
page. It's on our social media page. We're posting almost every day. So we're going to post, and we have our adverts running as well.
I'll stay glued then.
Yeah,
All
stay
right.
glued. So you won't miss these activities or opportunities.
I won't miss it. I will definitely be there. Right.
Definitely. Well, thank you very much for coming, at least giving us an update as to the GCCI Food and Entertainment Festival. One bill I don't have, you know, this one. I would definitely love to go and eat food.
Well, not only you. I think I should also tell the whole public, the whole Gambia, that is the GCCI again. They've been familiar with what we do when we say trade fair.
Right.
But we're coming with a difference this time, only for food, because of the demand for food. So it's just the usual norm. When we say trade fair, entertainment, GCCI, everybody is like, yeah, we want that same energy from the public to come. It's the first edition. Let's just make it a history, so we'll have more and more of it. Yeah.
Right.
So what about the stalls? I mean, how do you get it? How, if one wants to be part of it?
They're sold out, she mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah, on the
just want
launching
to know
day.
the
Actually,
process.
now we have moved digital.
Yeah,
from the previously you pay to the bank and come to the office, we allocate a stall for you with a map.
Okay.
Now we have a mobile app. Yeah, it's digital. So
Okay.
you just pay, put in your code, and then allocate the stall for yourself. Put your business name, with your registration, business registration, entirely by yourself. Go book your stall number 1, 2, 3, or 5. Anyone you pick, it's yours, and you block it.
Wow.
Independently.
It's like the GCCI is not here to play. I
No,
like that.
no,
You're
we're
going
not,
digital.
Yeah.
I
So
like
in the
that.
comfort of your zone, in your house or wherever, on day of the launching, some do not will come to the office. Yeah, we give them the mobile app link, Apple Play Store. They download it, follow the steps, and then they did it by themselves. So if you maneuver into the app, you can see who and who has a stall there. Even without you being a vendor, you can download the app and see who and who are there.
So the app is on
before
Play
you
Store
go,
and Apple Store.
Yeah, before going to the trade fair, you know who are there already. Yeah.
Nice. That's a very great initiative. I like.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we need to start digitalizing everything.
I know, right?
I mean,
And we have 30 food stalls there, so
Oh,
you
30.
can buy from, you can have variety of from 30 different vendors.
30?
Yes, 30.
Is 30 not small? 30 for 2 today.
34?
30 stalls.
30 that would be?
30 for 2 today.
Really?
Yes.
You think so?
Compared to the
Yeah, compared to the
Wow.
previous
The previous one was 35 only for food, but the other sectors that we have, that amounts it to about 500.
Yeah,
We
I'm
have
talking
the
about
fashion,
the
general.
whole thing.
Yeah, this one is only on one sector.
Okay,
Yeah.
food.
Only on
wow,
the
wow,
sector.
wow,
Only on one
wow.
sector.
So if you have
Yeah.
about 5,000 stalls or 500 stalls, and eventually they're all going to be selling the same food, the
Exactly,
same thing.
exactly. So you
if
limit it
it's
to 30,
okay
so
to
they have
limit
the competitive edge.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. I agree.
The more you do something different,
Mhm.
the more you have the opportunity to sell more
Exactly.
or encourage other people that want to try something different.
Right.
Yeah. So we give them the opportunity to be very free, not to common things. Everybody doing the same thing common. We're 30. We can do different. Something,
Right.
anything different.
Right.
Yeah.
And mind you, some of these stores, usually, what I notice is most of them, like, they sell more of street food. You have the ebe, the fufu, the olele.
Yeah.
That's usually what they sell.
The
So-
fish cake and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you have more about 500 stores, they're all going to sell
Sell
the same thing. And most of them might not even make profit out of their
Exactly.
sales.
Okay.
because-
I hope they would be able to cater for the people that are coming.
They
all of
should.
them.
They should. Because we give them the opportunity
Right.
to realize themselves within this short period. And then, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Maimuna.
Okay.
You know, see you there.
Yeah.
See you there. All right, so, Jacqueline?
Yeah, thank you very much,
Closing this
Maimuna
segment.
Kaur, and hopefully I'll be there because I love food. I'm a foodie, so
Inshallah.
yeah, I
You're
wouldn't
all
want to
welcome.
miss. I wouldn't want to miss.
It's going to be fun anyway, so don't
Right.
try to miss. Don't even try to miss.
All right, so viewers, this is all we have for today, and we are hoping to come back here tomorrow again for another segment of QTV This Morning. And thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of our programs. Bye-bye.